Think for a second. One day you might just walking on a street towards your destination and suddenly the world is short of oxygen. What possibly can happen? You might be imagining yourself suffocating. Well, that's not it. Hello and welcome to another episode of Random Thoughts. In this episode, you will know the facts about what will happen if the world lost all its oxygen for 5 seconds. Keep breathing while you're watching, as it might come as a surprise to you. At first, we get extreme sunburn. Imagine you are chilling at the beach and just the moment the oxygen vanishes for 5 seconds. You might not even notice it. Is that what you were thinking? Well, even though you might beat the game of holding your breath for 5 seconds, but what about the sunburn? Yes, you heard it right. Molecular oxygen in the ozone gas prevents most of the UV rays from the sunlight in reaching the Earth's surface that protects our skin. If there will be no oxygen in the ozone layer, you will get the worst sunburn ever, just like the burnt toast. Do you feel the chills already? Another consequence is that the sky would turn dark in the daytime. We always want a few extra minutes to sleep every morning. This fact might be a dream come true. How is that so? Well, the sunlight reaches the Earth's surface through multiple reflections that occur as a result of light bouncing off the particles in the air like dust, oxygen molecules, and other impurities. The absence of oxygen will lead to fewer particles in the atmosphere for the light to bounce on. That will eventually result in the sky to appear dark, even though the light would still reach the Earth, but it would seem as if it has been emitted from a point source as opposed to what we normally see due to the rays of sun spreading in every direction. The third fact is that everyone's inner ear would explode. It will be scary for you to know that if the world loses oxygen for just 5 seconds, you would become completely deaf. This is because the world will lose about 21% of the air pressure in no time. That would prevent the eardrums from becoming acclimatized to the changes in pressures. This will lead us to experience barotrauma. This is an injury sustained from failure to equalize the pressure of an air-containing space with that of the surrounding environment. Just to make it simple, your inner ears would explode. The experience is just like jumping from a sea level to 2,000 meters in a single flash. Moreover, every vehicle with internal combustion engines would stop working. Do you own a car or any other vehicle that has an internal combustion engine? Even if you don't own one, you surely travel using public transport. Well, after you hear this fact, you will probably think of switching to electric vehicles. If the oxygen from the world vanishes suddenly, the engines of the vehicles will stop working or won't start in the first place just the moment, as it won't have any oxygen to run the combustion process. Even the planes, helicopters, and space shuttles will crash down onto the Earth's surface like rain for the exact same reason. Coming to the next fact, the metals would weld with each other. But how? The metals are coated with a layer of oxidation that prevents them welding into each other when in contact. Imagine what would happen if this layer vanishes. Exactly. You thought it right. All the untreated pieces of metal would weld together as soon as the layer oxidation is removed. It is like cold welding, where the metals are welded together in a vacuum. Another effect it will leave is that every drop of water would evaporate into space. Water is 1/3 of the oxygen and the other 2/3 is hydrogen. If the world loses its oxygen, all the water bodies in the world will be left with hydrogen alone. While hydrogen, being the lightest element, would rise into the upper troposphere and would gradually release into space. There will be no sign of the seas, oceans, lakes, and glaciers. Just the plain, deep, and bare land. If you notice one thing, our bodies are made of 60% water. Do you think we will survive if the oxygen from our body disappears? The answer is no. Our body would dry up just like a balloon when the air is released from it. Isn't that horrifying? The lack of oxygen would turn every building into dust. Oxygen is an important concrete binder that holds the building structure in place. If the oxygen disappears from the world even for seconds, all the concrete buildings would collapse and will turn into dust. Now you must have realized how important the oxygen really is. But wait, it's not the end yet. There is one last fact, as you might feel like you may survive these 5 seconds. Well, no, the next fact will shake your soul. This consequence is the end result. The Earth's crust would crumble. Earth's crust consists of 45% oxygen. The absence of oxygen will break the crust apart. Actually, it would crumble. You now know that the whole world would vanish from the universe if we run out of oxygen, and the remaining pieces would float into the space. This is a random fact we have found for you. If you enjoyed this video, do like, share, and comment down below. What are your thoughts? Did you feel horrified? If you have any questions, do share with us. Don't forget to subscribe for more upcoming videos where we will entertain and educate you with more interesting facts you might be unaware of. And turn the notification bell on to never miss any video. Thank you for watching this video.